Hi guys, Chester Westerford here. So last night I went to see Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and here's my quick spoiler-free review. First off, I want to admit that I have never played Dungeons & Dragons, the game. And honestly, I had little interest in seeing this film until I saw the trailer. It's not often I'm sold on a movie just from the trailer, but this was one of those instances. It looked like it was going to be a really fun adventure with some pretty good laughs. And turns out that's exactly what it was. I fully expect this to be on the top 5 list of the new films I saw in 2023 when we reach the end of the year. The plot itself is pretty simple. I'm not going to give it away. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but it was not what I thought it was going to be based on the trailers. Honestly, the trailers are kind of tricky. They reveal a lot less than they appear to, which is refreshing. And I think it's best if you go into this, or into any movie, knowing as little as possible. I wouldn't say it does anything too revolutionary, and some of the twists could be seen from a mile off, but it still had enough heart and a good enough emotional core to keep me invested and to want the main characters to succeed. Speaking of which, the main cast, consisting of Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Sophia Willis, and Justice Smith, are cast well in their roles and have some really good comedic timing together. The supporting cast does a great job as well. The highlights being Regé Jean Page as a paladin who assists the heroes in some key moments, and Hugh Grant as the villainous con artist Forge Fitzwilliam. Both play their parts perfectly, knowing exactly what kind of movie they're in, and, well, just doing an overall really good job. A good cast, however, they say, is only as good as the director. Pretty sure I've heard that saying somewhere anyway. Anyway, co-directors Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly did a fantastic job bringing to life the script they wrote in collaboration with Michael Gillio, based on a story by Gillio and Chris Mackay. All in all, I'd say this film knows exactly what it is and does a great job pulling that off. Some films I feel these days are trying a bit too hard to be the next Infinity War or Endgame. And lots of audiences seem to be going into movies expecting it to be the next Infinity War or Endgame and coming out disappointed when they're not. You shouldn't go to the movies like that, at least not in my opinion. I go to the movies to have fun, spend some time with great characters, and just enjoy myself for a couple of hours. And I certainly did with this one. It had a lot of great humor, some really well done action, and just enough heart to not make me cry, but tear up a little bit at the end. Yeah, I'll admit it, I'm a crier. Honestly, I had such a good time at this film, and I would definitely show up for a sequel or two should they arise. And honestly, with the critical success it's had, with over 90% last I checked for both audience and critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes, I mean, I don't put too much stock in Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's kind of nonsense, but, you know, a lot of people do. And I think it's gonna make a lot of money, maybe? I would be surprised if at least didn't do well enough for a sequel. I hope it does do well enough. I would love to see these characters again. But how about you? Have you seen the movie? I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd really like to know the thoughts from you out there who played Dungeons & Dragons. How does this compare to the game? Do you think it does a good job representing it? As someone who hasn't played the game, I'd be curious to know. Drop a like and comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more movie and TV reviews, news, and general thoughts. I do lots of Doctor Who content, sometimes DC content, just TV and movies in general that I'm interested in. Anyways, I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.